Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Coffee with Mommy. So grab your cup of coffee or beverage of choice and join me for some newborn must-haves. Let me preface this video by saying you don't need all this for a newborn. Really, all you need is a place for baby to sleep, something for baby to eat, whether it be formula, breast milk, whatever. Your choice, that is best in my opinion. And something for baby to wear, and of course diapers and wipes, that fun stuff. So I'm not going to really include diapers and anything like that in my video, but some just helpful tips and tricks I've learned with my first daughter. My first one is 8 months. I'm expecting number 2 in November, so I'm about 6 months along. So let's get started. Okay, so I have my list on my phone, but I also have some items here. So if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my phone. First things first, the DockATot. I got the DockATot in the pristine white, which now I regret getting this color actually, just because I feel like her head kind of stained it, and if she spit up or had a blowout, it was just really obvious, and I of course had to wash it right away. Also, the cover is like you can wash it in the washing machine, but you have to let it air dry flat, so that was kind of a big pain. So I wish I would have bought a second one, but they're ridiculously expensive. I know it's a big investment. So baby number 2, I will probably buy a second cover just to have like primarily on, that's a different color, and use the white one as a backup. With Audrey, my first daughter, she napped great in it. She slept great from the beginning, and so when I had to wash it, we would kind of just go on an errand or something when I let it air dry, so she would sleep in the car, in the car seat, or in my carrier. So the DockATot was kind of a lifesaver. She slept from 5 to 6 hours from the beginning at nighttime, so she's a pretty good sleeper. I don't know if it was the DockATot or she's just a good baby. But definitely invest in one of these. So another kind of lounging, sleeping item is the Boppy Lounger. I know it says you're not supposed to have the baby sleep in these, but this was kind of nice to just have a place for Audrey to lay down when we were just sitting in the living room, rather than just always constantly holding her. For me to bring this in the bathroom was a lot smaller than a bouncer or a rock and play or something like that. It was just a lot easier for me to just bring this into the bathroom, lay it down on the floor while I showered in it if she was sleeping or something. Or even just to eat my breakfast with 2 hands was really nice, to just have her be able to sit somewhere comfortably. And she's kind of elevated, so there's like this dip here, so she could kind of be elevated in it, and if she like had just eaten or had a little bit of reflux or anything like that, I didn't have to worry about her being laying completely flat. So the Boppy Lounger, and she outgrew this really quickly actually. I don't even think we used it for a full 2 months, but they're pretty cheap. They're nice to have, and this was again easy portable. I could bring this over to my parents' house or my in-laws or wherever we were going. My daughter was born in November, so Christmas, this came everywhere. Another sleeping item is the Swaddle. This brand is the Swaddle Me. This was great because it was Velcro, and I didn't have to worry about trying to wrap up a swaddle blanket or a muslin blanket or anything like that. They're great. I love these. I know all babies don't enjoy being swaddled, so baby number 2 may hate these, but my first daughter really liked these. They come in a bunch of different colors and sizes, and I know there's tons of different brands, but the Velcro on the Swaddle Me brand is great. She couldn't really get out of this. She could always get out of the muslin blankets when I did those. I guess we just never did them tight enough, but even in the NICU they used these on her, so I know they're doctor approved, but we liked these. So also the Grow Egg. So this is kind of a little nightlight type egg that we put in her room. Again, she was born in November, so those months were kind of cold, and we use a fireplace to heat most of our house. Of course, we had the heat set on like 67, 66, just in case it got too cold in the night. But the Grow Egg was nice because it glows the color. If it's like too hot, it'll be red. If it's too cold, it'll be blue. So like ideal temperature 61 to 67 this says, but it seems a little cold to me. Yeah, especially something my doctor said 68 to 72. But if this was yellow or orange, I knew her room was okay. So I didn't have to worry about her being too hot or too cold. Plus it gave me like a little bit of a nightlight when I went in there to nurse her in the middle of the night or early in the morning. I didn't have to turn on any like additional lights. This was already kind of just on, and she got used to it. She never really was bothered by the little bit of a light to sleep in. Also, the monitor we have the video monitor. She's in there sleeping now. But the Infant Optics, it's great. The range is not super great. I took this down to the beach recently with us, and she was napping in the condo with my grandmother, and I brought this up to the pool, which is 2 floors up, but I guess it's in a concrete building. But this, like I couldn't hear her, it lost range. But this one's nice too. It also tells you the temperature, so if a room's too hot, too cold, and you don't have the Grow Egg as well. This is nice to have. You can kind of just monitor that from your room without having to look in the room or wherever you are. Also, I love the video monitor because if she were to cry, and like she cries now in the middle of the night sometimes, and she's not up, she's not sitting up, she's not really kind of out of a deep sleep. She kind of just, babies sometimes talk in their sleep, so this is nice. It also pans, and you can talk to them, so that's nice. Sometimes in the middle of the night if she's fussy but she's not really sitting up or anything, she's still sleeping or laying down, I can just hit the shush or hit the talk button, and I can like shh shh into it, and usually she falls back asleep. So that's this one. I really recommend this. We're gonna get the second camera for the second baby's room, and it's all one still little monitor thing on your end. So you just have the 2 cameras, and you can just pan between both rooms. Okay, so another thing for sleep, when my daughter would wake up super early, or like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would need to nurse her, my husband would go get her and bring her to the bedroom where I could nurse her and not have to get out of the bed all the time. And she would then go into our pack and play, which we had set up in our bedroom. It was the Graco pack and play with Cuddle Cove removable seat. I will link a picture. It was really nice. It had the bassinet, so anything really that baby can sleep in your room, either bassinet or excuse me, I know a lot of people like the Rock and Play. We didn't have one of those. We didn't find the need for it. But the Graco pack and play was great because now I have it set up in our basement as like a changing table for when we're downstairs playing. I don't have to bring her upstairs to change her, and it travels well. We brought it to the beach this summer. We bring it to my parents' house, my in-laws' house, wherever we're going, and she's gonna need a nap. So aside from sleeping, your baby's gonna eat. And I'm not going to get into breastfeeding versus formula feeding and bottles and anything like that. I will say my daughter did have a problem latching, so the lactation consultant at the hospital did suggest I get a nipple shield, and I used it for a few days, which was really nice. And I went to a breastfeeding kind of support group, and they were able to get her to latch without it. So whatever works for mama works for baby, as long as your baby is fed. But for cleanup, you need burp rags. We had a bunch of different types from our from my baby shower, and my favorite by far are the diaper pre-folds. These are just from Toys R Us. I know Toys R Us is gone now, but I know they sell them on Amazon, Target, Buy Buy Baby, wherever you get your kind of like baby supplies now. These are great. They're really nice and thick right in the middle because they're diaper pre-folds, but they're huge. Look, they're like nice and big. They're not like these little dinky burp cloths that anytime I used them I still ended up getting spit up on my shoulder. My daughter wasn't a huge spitter, so I didn't really need a ton of these, but they're nice to just kind of clean up her face now. They're nice and soft, they wash pretty well, but so the diaper pre-folds are by far my favorite kind of burp cloths. A car seat, yeah. So you're gonna need a car seat. We had the Kiko KeyFit, or no, not the KeyFit, the Fit 2. I will also link a picture of it over here. And we got the stroller caddy that went with it, so that was really nice. It was really lightweight. I threw it in the back of my car all the time when I needed to go to quick grocery stores, or went to the mall or anything. I could just click her out of the car, into the car seat, into the stroller, and we could go. So some sort of travel system car seat would be really nice. She's outgrown it now, and of course baby number 2 will need it anyway, which I guess technically she hasn't outgrown. She could be in it for 2 years, so that was really great. I just am pregnant and she's heavy. I hate lifting that car seat out of the car, so we got the I believe it's the Graco car seat. We just installed that last night actually in our car, so I just take her in and out of the car seat, and she doesn't really fall asleep so much in the car unless it is nap time, and then in that case I usually try and put her right to sleep when we get home if she's fallen asleep, and she's pretty good about going back to sleep. But newborns and those little guys fall asleep every time they're in that car seat, so having some sort of travel system is great for newborns. Also for kind of travel, anytime we go out, I love the Moby wrap. It's literally just this long piece of fabric. There's tons of YouTube videos of how to wear baby in the Moby wrap, but some sort of carrier. We also have another kind of just clickable, I think it's the Lila Baby. I will link a picture of it up here as well. But some sort of carrier is just great for baby. I wear this when we're cleaning the house when she was a newborn. Baby number 2 will probably be in it way more than she was. But I use it when we go to the grocery store because sometimes I needed to go to big grocery store trips and the stroller caddy underneath wasn't big enough, and needed an actual cart. So this was great. I wore this on Thanksgiving Day and put her in it because she was only like, I think she was like 10 days old on Thanksgiving, but I still wanted to go be around my family and everything, but I didn't want her to be passing her around. So this was nice to kind of just have her on me, and everybody knew that she was clearly like off limits. They weren't like trying to grab her from me. But the Moby wrap I love. I think she can still fit in it. I don't really try now too much. I usually just use the Lila Baby because it's just so much easier to there's like literally like 2 buckles, one on the top, one on the back, and just stick her in. But I would definitely use this again with baby number 2. Let me look at my list. To go with the car seat, we got okay, so on the car seat also we got a car seat mirror, the one that clips to the back seat. So when you can look in your rear view mirror, see baby, which was great. We were traveling one time, Audrey and I, to Virginia, about an hour away, and I looked in the mirror and she wasn't crying or anything, but I looked in the mirror and she had like this white thing around her face, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was so strange. Thought she had spit up or something, so I had to pull over on the side of the road. Turned out it was just her headband had slipped down, and she wasn't fussing or anything, but it was nice to be able to see her or especially when she is fussing, I can tell, okay, especially when she was a newborn, her hat would get over her eyes and she hated that. So I could see, okay, she's fine. It's just the hat over her face. I can wait till I get to a red light. I can wait till we get home, whatever it be. But that's kind of a peace of mind for mommy. It's just kind of a comfort thing for me. We like it's from Amazon, the Cozy Green baby car mirror for backseat view rear facing infant in backseat, crash tested. There's a ton of them on the market. We did have one from Graco that every time I hit a bump would slip, so we got this one off Amazon. I will again link a picture of it over here. But just some sort of mirror. Read the reviews. I really like this one. It's pretty inexpensive. It's under $30. There's actually a coupon right now on Amazon for it. Okay, so on to kind of bath time. We love our, so on to kind of bath time and baby clothes, my last few items. So when she was a newborn, we just bathed her in the sink. It was easier on me than kind of putting her in the big huge bathtub, in the infant bathtub that we have. I really like our one now. It raises her up. It also will convert to a step stool, but I didn't use that as a newborn. I just bathed her in the sink. But I would use the Summer Infant Comfy Bath Sponge. I will link a picture of it over here. I don't have it. I actually ended up throwing it away after she stopped using it and I moved her to the bathtub. I wasn't expecting to get pregnant right away, and it was $6, so it wasn't a huge thing for me to just kind of toss out. Plus I figured after a few months it was a sponge. I did squeeze it out of the sink and let it air dry, but I mean, like kitchen sponges, it's in the kitchen sink, so it was just something to be able to put on the bottom of the kitchen sink that I didn't have to kind of worry about the cold steel bothering her, or putting a bunch of towels in there to keep her comfortable. And this was just kind of one sponge. I could wring it out when I was done, let it air dry in our shower, and use it again a couple days later when she needed another bath. So on to clothes for baby. Now, I don't think that you need a ton of clothes for newborns. I don't think you need like all those crazy three-piece outfits and different hats and coats and gloves and all that stuff. My daughter, we didn't really go out a ton, and when we did go out, I always had either a blanket covering her in the car seat, because you're not supposed to bundle them up too much in the car seat. One, they can overheat, and two, the car seat straps don't work that well when they have like 3 layers on. So we had like the I don't know what it's called, some sort of cover for the car seat that kind of just went over top of her and zipped up. It was really nice. And again, my daughter was born in November, so if your child's born in May, you're not going to need something like that. But for just around the house, or like whenever we went out, I love just the Sleep and Play zipper up ones. Especially, we had a few of the button ones, and my husband hated them. He would never put her in them, so we never really wore them. Also, the Cloud Island by Target makes the best ones. Their zippers, you clip them at the top and they zip down, so those middle of the night changes, you can just literally unzip it to like their belly, and that way they're not all cold up top. But so definitely some zip up Sleep and Play, or sleepers, whatever you want to call them, the footy pajamas, whatever it is. There's a bajillion different brands, but the Cloud Island by Target is by far my favorite brand. And then also, again, when she was ever in like a onesie or something, anytime we went out of the house, the infant socks, she always kicked out. But these, what brand is these? I know they start with a Z. Zatanna. These little booties are great. They're still soft. I'm a kind of a big advocate for not putting shoes on your baby because one, I think like the sensory is really important, and two, the hard stiffness of infant shoes are not good for their bone development and their ankles. But these are just literally, they're kind of socks. Again, my daughter was born in November, so it was cold months. If your kid's born in the middle of summer, they don't really need these. But it just has two little snaps, what you see right here. And it just kind of goes around their ankle, and it kind of, you can adjust it to whichever snap is better for your baby. And she couldn't kick these off, so it was nice when we were playing in the living room, just laying down on the floor. It wasn't something that she could really kick off that easily. Okay. So like I said, these are all items that made my life easier and my husband's life easier with our daughter Audrey those first few months, and things I'm taking out again for baby number 2 due in November, to make our lives a little simpler and a little less hectic with 2 babies under 1. I know everybody says 2 babies under 2, but our children will be Irish twins, if not super close to Irish twins. My daughter's birthday is November 10th. My due date with this one is November 19th. So if this baby comes a week or 2 early, they will be Irish twins, which is going to be super fun. It'll be interesting and to see them grow up together at so close an age. It's funny. We'll see how much mommy gets to sleep. So again, if you like these videos, I'm hoping to have videos up once a week, if not twice a week, depending on content and material that I can come up with and my daughter's sleep schedule. About mommy lifestyle, baby blogs, kind of baby needs, watch my little one grow, watch this bump grow, and everything. So I hope you like this, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.